So I'm currently in a tiny town called Mount Surprise, and today is the first day of my drive from Cairns to Darwin. I'm picking up my sister in Darwin. She's flying in. Since my last vlog, I've been through a breakup, the vans break down, I've gone to Brisbane for a film residency, I went to Bali, and I had to go back home because I was sad and I wanted my mum. But we're here now, we're back in the van. It's about 2.5 weeks to Darwin. There's not much happening. It's flat, red dirt. The town's tiny. It's hilarious. I left my grandma's place this morning, started the trip with a jump in Lake Eacham, which is my favourite place in the world, which is always a nice cleansing experience. I thought it would be a good way to start the trip. A little turtle poked its head out and said hello. I thought that was a good omen. It was a bit emotional leaving. Here we go! The lady who runs the caravan park started feeding a whole bunch of hawks from her tricycle, which I don't even know. I guess that's just what happens out here. I went nuts and I bought a big one. Yay! This morning I did my yoga and my workout right in the middle of a caravan park. At this point I really don't care. Some people even laughed at me today. Pretty disconcerting doing a workout when an emu's watching you. Good morning. I'm just going to do a couple of hours work and then I'm going to make brekkie. It's been a day. It's like 37 degrees in here. And I'm cooking a curry. It was a stressful day. The roads, I wasn't prepared for the roads. I wasn't prepared for the fact that it turns into one lane, one tiny skinny bit of road in which people are travelling towards each other at 100 kilometers an hour, including huge road trains. And when a huge road train or a car comes towards you, you just get off the road basically and into the dirt. And my whole thing was like, it's sealed all the way to Darwin, nothing can go wrong. But the thing is, the whole road isn't sealed, just a tiny little bit of it. And it's hard not to think about how much more relaxed I'd be if someone else was here. But I rocked up here and there was a little kid and she waved at me. I picked a site and went and looked at the lagoon, and the moon started rising at the same time the sun was setting. So there was like double shadows everywhere, the sunset and the moon. Is she crazy? What is she doing? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Just like I'm back at home. Fairy lights, candle, Ashley. This is me doing a workout inside my van. Very possible. Don't take it out on me. you see so many carcasses. So many carcasses. And so many hawks eating from those carcasses. I'm going to download some more music because I've run out. Feel a bit better today. So I've made it to my campsite for tonight. It's a lagoon. The guy who runs this place was super lovely. He got into his little car and took me to my spot. He said, I'm gonna give you the best spot in the place. Drove in and he's like, oh, isn't your door on the other side? Don't you want to face the lagoon? I think you should back in. Like, you really cared about my experience. If there's a will, there's a cocktail. Sorry, I'm shit at this. I haven't filmed much today or anything. It was kind of my rest day. I only drove an hour and a half. I stopped in the town and I got an iced latte and I stayed there for about 5 hours. I might be changing my plans in the next few days. I've been chatting to these two girls that I kind of found on Van Life Australia who are doing the same trip as me, and they're heading to Lawn Hill National Park. There is some dirt road action, but I feel a lot safer if I'm going with someone else. So I think I might be doing that. Yeah, and this campsite's just so cute. And I've got no reception, which I actually kind of like. I'm going to have a wild Saturday night, man. Eat some chocolate. Oh, no, didn't get it. It's a stunning morning.
And exhale, drawing away, rounding through the spine.
Big day. Again. I met up with Tully and Rosie at this place called Four Ways because there was 4 roads coming into it. We're currently at a place called Gregory. All the places are named after men. And we're at this beautiful campsite that's down on the river, and it's like an oasis, like tropical palms and fresh, clean, cold water. Felt so good. We made some fancy dinner, some agadashi tofu, some sushi and some dumplings, which was pretty nice. And it's like 8 o'clock and I'm gonna go to bed. I didn't film much yesterday just because we were driving a lot, but we got onto our first dirt road and it was fucking bumpy. It wasn't so bad, but like sometimes you just hit corrugation, there's nothing you can do except like just do that, and all of my pot plants have like jiggled out of the dirt. My back doors don't seal very well, so there's a thin coating of red dust on everything in here, including my bed. And I didn't sleep very well last night because I could feel it like in my nostrils. Anyway, we went into Lawn Hill yesterday just to have a look, had a swim, and came back, had a fire. And today we've gotten up early to go for a hike, because you can only do a hike first thing in the morning, otherwise you'll melt. So that'll be nice. Oh, I'm just so tired. We had a really bad sleep last night.
The video? Yes. Okay.
I love the yellow trees that just so big, they've got no leaves. Did a 4-hour hike, thinking it was an hour and a half. But it was stunning. It was beautiful. Big day tomorrow, like 4 hours on dirt roads, which could mean 7 hours on dirt roads with our vans.
Actually put on your Instagram.
Oh my god, this is so good! All we've been doing the last 2 days is driving, which is why I haven't filmed much. Just driving. Like, the road is so straight you can go 130 k's an hour, which I've never seen before. It's so flat out here, we pull up to a rest stop and it's like, where do we shit? Everyone can see us. Like, where are we gonna dig our hole? We had to hang up 2 tarps between our vans and use my bucket last night. So we're heading into Tennant Creek today, which is supposed to be a bit rough, but we're trying to get in there early, get supplies, get out. We just have no food. Yesterday I bought 2 tomatoes, 2 apples, a can of baked beans and a tiny thing of rice bran oil, and it was $27. Hi. Oh my goodness! Oh, darling! Darling! Oh, you are stunning! Made it through the day. Lots more driving. It's Friday night, so I'm having coconut water and ice. And I'm gonna finally watch some episodes of the new season of Alone, which I haven't been able to load previously, so that's pretty exciting. This caravan park is like full of peacocks, dogs, and there's a cat. So I'm getting all my animal love in one go.
And big old bear scat. They say 10,000 black bears in Labrador.
So yesterday was another big drive, 3.5 hours. I saw my first black cockatoos of the trip, which is really exciting. Almost pulled over to get a shot, but there was another car right at my asshole. But that made me really happy and gave me a lot of energy. I also had like a double shot coffee. I was so excited. We pulled up at this random roadhouse and they had almond milk, and I was just so fucking excited. We made it to Bitter Springs. So it's pretty easy on from here. It's only an hour to Catherine from here. Bitter Springs is stunning. It's like crystal clear water. It's weird because it's like all slimy and like surrounded by tree roots and like algae on the edges, and then just the center is just like a swimming pool almost. It's so blue and so clear. A little bit too warm. Like after a full day of driving in this heat, I was like excited to be refreshed. I got in, it was like getting into a bath. We don't have to drive anywhere today, so that's nice. Gonna spend the day by the water, actually like relaxing and in one place for once. I'm kind of skipping Catherine and Litchfield National Park to get and pick up Iona from Darwin, and then we're going to do on the way back down, so I might include those in the video just because they are on the way to Darwin. But yeah, on the home stretch, it's only going to be full of green and water from here, so that's really nice after all this dryness. Yep.
I got my nose.
Of course. So don't wait outside. First red lights in 2 weeks. I've been working all day in my van, just sweating my ass off. I made it to Catherine. The computer is just really struggling to edit because it's overheating. We're in Darwin. Henry has driven from Melbourne to Darwin. So I've worked pretty much 10 hours each day the last 3 days. I was so looking forward to getting to more populated, greener areas, and now that I'm here it's like quite overwhelming. When I first had my first red light and all the street lights, and when I had to get off the freeway and do like a loop-de-loop exit, I was like, whoa. And then tomorrow we're going to Litchfield National Park, and then after that we're going to Catherine, so it's going to be a beautiful few days, swimming and hiking and all that fun stuff. So I'll keep the video going till we get out of Catherine, and I'm just about to take myself out to dinner to try some of Darwin's famous laksa. and then I'm gonna go to bed early so that I'm not completely fucked tomorrow from picking up Iona in the middle of the night. Good evening. Iona arrived at 3 a.m. last night, and then we spent about 2 hours talking in bed, so I'm wrecked. But I made it out of Darwin. I was quite happy to leave, to be honest. I was ready to get back into the bush. And went to Litchfield National Park, and so far so beautiful. It's just stunning, and it's like the greenest I've seen since leaving the Tablelands. Just almost like a jungle around these waterholes. And so the first place we went to was the Cascades. The first place we went to was the Cascades, which I didn't really know what to expect, and then it just opened out into this stunning little waterfall that we kind of had to ourselves, so that was beautiful. We spent a lot of time kind of exploring that area. So beautiful! And then we went to Wangil Falls, and that was a bit more popular, but rightly so. It was huge, with these two huge waterfalls coming down. And the best part was we swam all the way to the rock face where the waterfall was coming down, kind of climbed up. And unfortunately, I didn't have my camera with me, but there was just this perfect pool in the side of the rock face with water running into it, super, super deep, super clear. And because it was just kind of sitting there in the rock, it was quite nice and warm. It was just like this beautiful bath, and you could kind of like lie in it and then like look up at the waterfall that was kind of trickling into it, and it was just magical. Like, I couldn't believe it. So that was probably the highlight of the day. And now we've pulled into this caravan park, which is really nice, lush. And tomorrow we're going to kind of just keep going to some more waterfalls and some more waterholes, and camp in the park. So yeah, it's nice to be back out in the bush, and it's nice to be sharing it with Iona. Yeah, I feel very lucky. I feel like this is the hottest day yet. I'm struggling. I had a beautiful day yesterday. We got up early and went to Walker Creek, which had a bunch of different beautiful swimming holes. Swim in one, walk up, swim in another one, and there weren't many people around. We got to do some skinny dipping and just practice my diving skills, and it was just so nice. Then we went to the waterfall lookout, but because they were at the end of dry season, the waterfall was kind of like a trickle. But we did see some black cockatoos on the way out, and Iona found herself a feather. And then when we were driving to the next spot, 2 emus ran across the road. So we were feeling pretty lucky by the time we got to our last spot, which was Florence Falls, which is where we were camping for the night. And we spent like 4 hours down there, just in a shady spot, kind of people watching and looking at the beautiful reflections on the water and the light changing on the rock and swimming. So yeah, it was a beautiful day. Today we're at Edith Falls, just north of Catherine. It's a 3-hour drive. Feeling pretty exhausted. Tomorrow we're heading into Catherine and just getting some stuff done, but pretty much at the end of the road here. I think this is the end of the vlog. Heading to Broome from tomorrow. I was meant to be looking at how I went travelling by myself all this way, and then I ended up travelling with other people for about half of it. But just looking back at the old footage, I was feeling quite fragile and scared even. And I feel a lot stronger and happier now. And even though so much of it was just driving through desert, it's been really nice. It's been a really amazing way to see this part of the country that I've never seen before. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Okay.